Few places embrace Formula One like Melbourne. It is a truly brilliant sentence to say. Welcome to the Australian Grand Prix. It's Albert Park Circuit, 3.2 miles of bumpy city streets. We have changed the turns at 1, 3, 6 and 13. They have all been widened. We've got rid of the chicane at 9 and 10. That is now a flat-out right-hander. It's a new look that made its debut in 2022. New life into an old classic.
Okay, so here we go then. Lights out for the formation lap, and yeah, I should quickly point out that it's just me on comms today. Liam was away for this race. Hopefully we'll see him again next weekend. So qualifying was interesting to say the least. It really showed the pace of everyone. So Tesco, of course, with a phenomenal lap time, and Kev not too far behind him. Chris Allen in third. Rusty in fourth. Rage was in fifth. Then we have Itachi, Chiv, L, Luke, and Pace Rob rounding out the top 10. Rob, he wasn't too surprised that he didn't make the top 10, but he starts in 11th with K-Pax and Canadoom. Great qualifying for him. Baz, Dynamic Hot Dog. Paul, not a huge fan of the track, but we'll see what he can do tonight. And then we got Devro, Stone, and Niari making a return to the grid. First time in quite a while that we've had him on track. So, strategies. Oh, sorry, I just noticed that Devro and Stone have obviously collided, so they go straight back to the grid. Cold tyres, but fresh. So, strategies available are obviously the standard 2-stop. Be interesting to see if anyone goes for it. And then you got the 1-stop strategy. Doable, of course, but does require a lot of tyre saving and tyre management. I know a few on the grid are not overly keen on doing that, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out in front of us. So the grid are making their way around the final corner. Start to line up. One thing I have noticed this season, which is really good to see, is the formation laps have been a lot quicker. There was been a few occasions in the past where they were spreading out and causing disadvantages towards the guys at the front. So yeah, who is that? Got a Haas there's forgotten where he needs to park, because it's Canadoom, I think. But apologies about the flicking through the cameras as well, guys. Sorry, it's a stoppable habit. Anyway, 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and it's go. And it's a great start by Tesco. Look at that, he's flying away there. That's an amazing start. Well done to him. So let's see if he can keep it going. Yeah, he does. Oh, and there's an incident. What's happened there? I'm trying to think. That's Chris Allen. And there's a few other names that are bouncing around here, so I'm just trying to gain my bearings. So Chris Allen's definitely taken a hit here. And Luke is going backwards. Where are you, Luke? There you are. So Luke got a 10-second penalty for a corner cut. That's incredible. Who else has been caught up in that? Well, I'll tell you who didn't get caught up in that was L attaching Chiv at the front. So they managed to avoid it. Rob looks like he's got through, and Paul with a hell of a start there. Look at that, right up into P9. That's outstanding. So let's just try and catch up. Let's see who's done what, a few position changes. So yeah, Chris Allen lost out. Just making a move here on Kizzy. Yeah, gets it done. Niari has jumped up 7 places. He had a nice start. Hopefully he didn't get any damage in that chaos that unfolded after turn 1. Paul with an outstanding start there. Up 7 places from the beginning. Itachi's dropped a place now. It's a Chiv. So Chiv's having a nice start. Rob, of course, here he comes now. With his teammate behind him. along. Obviously, Mr. Consistency will be hoping to keep that going now tonight through this race. So we'll go check in on Tesco then, who is waltzing away there. Look at that, 2.5 after 1.5 laps. That's absolutely incredible. This guy is just in a world of his own. There goes Kev. We've got Musty, Rage, L. Having a fantastic start. Shiv comes through, followed by Itachi, followed by Rob, followed by Skarma, followed by K-Pax, who's got up into the top 10. Hot Dog, Niari, as I said. Oh, and we've got Pace here. Having a look around the outside of Niari. Gets it done. Wow. Great move there. Solid driving right around the outside of Niari there. Niari didn't put up too much of a fight, of course, and here comes Luke as well, who's going to have a look. And he gets it done. Brilliant. So lots of action already in the first couple of laps, just how we like it. Chris Allen then, has Niari got an issue here? Because he's falling back here. Something rotten. Devereaux gets through as well. And Stone will be having a look at his teammate before long. Baz, something's happened to Baz as well. He's gone backwards, but so it's as you were at the front really. Top two, I didn't expect much of a change. Let's just have a check in then on Chris Allen then, who's making his way up through the field again. After that somewhat awkward start for him. It's going to be interesting to see what happened there. Okay, so let's go on board with Chris then. Flying down the back straight here, DRS will be wide open. He's flying up towards the back of the Ferrari, look at that. He's got plenty of straight line speed, and he's not overly struggling in that dirty air behind the Ferrari. So it's, look at that straight line speed, it's insane. I know it's obviously DRS advantage, but still. But it's working out well for him. Not really struggling with the dirty air as such yet. Which is one of the main complaints about the game, is that once you get within that 7/10 second... Oh, there it is. As soon as you get within that 7/10 of a second gap, you suddenly find yourself struggling with that dirty air, so you've got to work around that. But, yeah. I do expect plenty of battles between these two, the Ferrari and the Red Bull, through the season. And here comes Chris Allen. Is he going for it? Ooh, a slight nudge there. Nothing dangerous there. Just having to think about it, but Luke was well placed to defend himself. Obviously these two are both on a recovery drive now through the rest of this race. But Chip will be happy to know that there is pace in the car. His teammate is well up the field in 6th place. And here comes Chris Allen again. There's a caution in this, yes, second sector. And it's Stone. So Stone had an incident there. Let's get back on board with Chris Allen, who did complete that pass. And he goes about his business then. This dynamic hot dog is next on his radar, and it didn't take him long to catch up to the back of him. So can you do much here? Probably not. Again, apologies about flicking through the camera, guys. Just move up towards the front. Kev's doing this thing where that's as close as you like. So yeah, sorry. So Kev seems to go through this phase where his tyres clearly don't hold on as long as he needs to after the opening phase, and we saw it in Silverstone. He just suddenly loses a couple of places. It happened to him in Austria as well, and here comes Rage then lining him up. He's going to go around the outside. I don't think Kev's going to put up much of a fight. They do. Well, they come out the other side. That looks so close. But here comes Musty now. Musty will have a look at him. He's not going to do anything here. I say that and he runs into it. But yeah, you can't write it. So, that was Rage with the lock up there into the last corner. So Kev is definitely struggling then with these tyres, but it's Tesco who's running off now. Look at that 2-second gap. So Ray's going to be hoping that he can cut into that as soon as possible. L going about his business quietly. Just so happy to see this guy, you know, who's returned back to the grid and performing so well on his return. Chris Allen's now caught up back up to this midfield pack, so it's not end of the world stuff. Oh, okay, oh, it's all going off here. Just, oh, it's all getting clumsy. It's not what you want to see. And K-Pax just went to defend and just left no room really there for me. That's how I saw it anyway. Please obviously in the comments let me know what you think about that. Yeah, here comes Paul then. On Rob. Tactical maybe. Maybe Paul's feeling like he's faster than Rob right now. So he's going to get on with it. And here comes Musty then, so yeah. Kev now, look at that. Second behind Rage, and I don't think he got DRS there. He was just outside it, so Musty gets a shot here. And look at that. Rage, clean net. He's taken that 4/10 of a second out of him on just one lap alone. Down to half a second now as I speak. So, yeah, we could see ourselves a great fight for the lead. Let's just check in then. What's going on with Pace then? As Pace is the first one to pit. And he's getting a wing change. He's not having a fun season so far. It's been caught up in little incidents. Obviously he had that horrible qualifying session in Austria where he had a technical problem which didn't allow him to get racing. He's back out now, so he'll crack on and hopefully the race will unfold nicely for him to be able to attack later on. So back on board here with Musty. And Chris, oh wow. Goodness me. Paul and that's as close as you want it. But now that does leave him open to K-Pax. Oh, Chris with a slight nudge on the back of the Aston Martin there. K-Pax doesn't go for the move, that is the best decision there. May as well wait until you get round the corner, you get DRS. You don't know what can happen into turn 1, you might gain something. Chiv also going about his business quietly, much like Al. And here comes Chris Allen then, is he going to go for it? He's not, but he has been overtaken. Exactly what I said about K-Pax. If he just sat there and let him get on with it, maybe in turn 1 he gets him. And this is going to be frustrating Chris to no end. And oh, Chris. Oh. A bit of a dive there, mate, but, you know. And oh, he recognises that. He's given that back, but it has left him open now to attack here. Defends nicely, gets the position safe again. And I do apologise, I keep flicking through the cameras like this, guys. Back on board with Niari then, you just yeah, first race back, he's just trying to get himself back into it. And Baz here of course, who obviously got caught up in some sort of incident earlier on. Former teammate has just picked up a penalty, he won't mind that. That's 3 seconds taken away from the gap in front of him straight away. Oh, Chris Allen's had a massive slide there. We do have a yellow flag in Sector 3 though, which meant that K-Pax had to back out of that one. So here we go with some pit action then. Both the Ferraris are in. It's not affected anyone by the looks of things. As Devereaux made a move on Hot Dog there. I do apologise, I'm trying to keep up with everything. L pitted as well. Let me see. He's going to want to get out in front of that house. He does. Luke hopefully will try and get himself back into sync with the main fight at the front as the race goes on. But obviously that incident on the first lap is definitely affected his afternoon at this track. So, as the pit stops start to roll through, we've got Tesco still in the lead, we've got Rage closing in, but not as quickly as he first it was. Mussy then just behind. Kev is 4 into 4th, as I was saying, struggles with that opening stint for some reason, the only one who does really. Then we've got Itachi, Rob and Paul. They'll be really happy with the improvements they're making after the mediocre qualifying to their standards. Both in the top 10 of course. Chris Allen making a huge gains, obviously with the pit stops now coming into full effect. K-Pax and Deborah round out the top 10. And we've got Kev actually who's just pitted with Rob. Everyone's moving around here. Paul just gets a 3-second penalty. He needs to avoid those if he's going to help Rob with defending the Constructors' title this year. I'll see, once upon a time that was me that was with him, and I remember then just how bad I am at racing, so I decided to pick up the microphone instead. There we go, on board with Pace, who's quietly making his way back up the field. So this is how old everyone's tyres are. Tesco, Rage, Musty, Itachi, Chris, Paul, K-Pax and Deborah obviously haven't pitted. Baz, you can see how badly he was affected by that first lap incident. As we go on board with the Aston Martin, as the McLaren is racing up behind him. Nothing to avoid here, like I said earlier on. There's no need to do anything crazy into turn 1. Sorry, into the last turn, because you can do it all into turn 1. That's what I meant to say, I do apologise. But Aston Martin's managed to defend his line. Mainly with that toe that he's getting off the Red Bull, of course. And meanwhile, there he is. Look at that, he's got the gap back up. So, obviously gone through a bit of a graining phase, and he's got himself back into his rhythm and opened up that gap by half a second. And obviously had an incident because Musty's suddenly gone from being a second or so behind to being within a second, so interesting to see how this unfolds between these two. As we see K-Pax getting the pass done on Paul around the outside into one of my favourite corners of most racetracks, to be honest with you, that awesome chicane. Absolutely mental if you try to take it flat out. You can't, of course, but God, you'd love to try to. Chiv continuing his work. Just pitted, of course, he's 11th. Doing too badly, he's stayed out of all the trouble, he's just going about his own race. On his own, he could do with a DRS to tow him along, of course, but yeah, Deborah pits, so he'll drop back down the order, puts Chiv back in the top 10. As he was going through those first couple of corners there, he's not struggling with his setup. I think it's just a pace problem, unfortunately. On this occasion, we have a second of 3 flag for Niari. So he must have dropped it then. Coming through that second to last corner, it's not going to have helped him. Luke is sort of stuck in no man's land right now. It's not what he would have wanted, but again, games physics are so much different on this game compared to last year, where you wanted to be in the DRS. This year, it doesn't necessarily hurt you not to be in one, because the air is a lot more cleaner behind the back end of the car, than it was on the last game. We have Stone here following the Sauber through. Tesco pitted. Rejoined in 6th. No, he's joined in 6th. Sorry, and we've got L here having a good look at him. He's going to take advantage of this. Whilst Tesco's tyres are cold, can he do anything? Oh, okay. Not quite able to. But again, L's already made his pit stop. He's not getting in the top 5. It's just it's really good to see how quickly he's managed to get rid of that rust and get back into his racing so well. Very happy for him. So Rage hasn't pitted yet, sorry, Musty hasn't pitted. Yari's coming in for another pit stop. It's probably going to be a wing replacement. So Musty didn't pit, but Rage did. And that'd be interesting. Atachi's coming as well, so Rage not able to get those mediums to go as far as he would have wanted. I don't think Musty's going to get too much more out of his, to be honest with you. And Chris Allen finds himself back up into 2nd, where he would have wanted to have been about 13 laps ago. And blue flags have been waved for the Mercedes, I do apologise. And I've only just now noticed that Hot Dog pitted onto softs. Very strange move. Oh! Oh, Chris. Oh man, if it could go. Oh yeah. He's getting a bit hot-headed on that helmet. Chief gets a penalty. He's not going to be happy with that. But Chris's work is all undone there. He's going to do the best part of a lap with a broken wing. Not what you need, especially when you don't have a teammate this weekend. So constructors title falling to the wayside here for Red Bull, much like it does in real life. And Musty continues round. Interesting, but Tesco is taking a couple of tenths out of him almost each corner, so be interesting to see where he rejoins. Looking at about a 20-second penalty, a 20-second pit stop at least, so he could expect to end up behind K-Pax. Well, I mean, K-Pax should pit, so looking at 6th, 7th place. L finds himself up into 3rd now. as Chris Allen gets back to the pit lane to get that broken wing gone and fix the new one on, and away he goes. So Chris Allen rejoins down in 17th. It's not over for him yet. You never know what will happen. He's quick enough to get himself back up for the order, but obviously he's got to kill the tyres to do that. Kev gets himself a penalty. That's not going to help him in his charge for the win. There's a ball in with a racing ball. Being chased down by the Williams, of course. Small for every corner. So just find the handling of this game in general is so much better. Let's move on board now with the Williams. And Musty's got the penalty now, so that changes the dynamic again. So what's going to do? Speeding in the pit lane, 10 seconds. Oh man, as Rage sets the fastest lap. Great lap there, 118 race pace. So K-Pax has finally pitted. Dropping him down. He's going to want to stay in front of that Ferrari if he can. And he didn't. Look at that. Luke goes round the outside. Was Luke off the track a bit there? I don't know. Yeah. Please let me know later on what you think with that one, but he has given the position back, so maybe he felt he did go off of the track, maybe. But these two have been racing each other for a number of years, so I know we'll see some good, clean, honest racing between the pair. But yeah, meanwhile, I just wanted to check Chiv on 4th place. That's just having an absolutely brilliant race for him. Don't want to jinx it, of course, for him. As we switch to L and Kev. So Kev out of the pit stops. If you notice, that gap has actually grown by another second or so after the pit stops have all happened. As we get a ghosting that Mercedes just in the way that his Musty comes through, trying to chase down the Ferrari of Chiv. And just stick with this a second to see if anything comes of this, of course. Must be using all the track there, but he gets the DRS. Will he be able to have a look into the chicane? He won't. But he does get a second helping of DRS. There's a Tachi. Sorry, Canada was actually just retired. And here comes a Tachi as he sort of had a look there. I was thinking about it, but he didn't go for it. And the flags will just be for the car rejoining the track. Tachi working his way back up as pit stop number 2 for Chiv into the mediums. So he's hoping to go to the end now, which he should do just fine with those tyres. And oh my goodness, there's not a whole lot of room left there for Chiv. His pace is having a look. Oh, pace there with a nudge didn't seem to affect Chiv and compromises run out of that corner, thankfully. I don't think actually has done more to pace than it did to anyone else. As so they're getting a bit sideways as he was coming through the corner. There's the strange driving style of Tesco as you see it unfold. Something like Alonso just throws the front end in, and unlike in real life it would create understeer, it sticks for him. So he's look at that. It's one simple action, he just throws it in. Works for him though. So I mean, his qualifying pace was absolutely astounding. His time trial pace is quicker again. But yeah, he's driving on rails right now. It's not really touchable. Sorry for flicking through the cameras. Keep forgetting to use the spectator menu. But Luke gets a second pit stop done as well. So the Ferraris have made their pit stops for the end now. They'll be hoping that they can gain something out of this. They're sort of slightly out of sync with everyone else, but it's not the end of the world as he rejoins right in front of Chris Allen. These two found themselves racing right next to each other again. As Tachi is even closer to the back of Rage now. Is he going to have a look this time? He's definitely a lot closer. Rage leaves him all the room. But Tachi unable to complete that move as he... Yeah, no, see, this is why those aren't corners to overtake for me. He's cost himself time now. He could have been right on his tail coming through these corners. Instead, Rage is getting away now when he should be right on his tail. Gosh, he could even be side by side with him now, but instead he's now 100 meters down the road, and yeah, the mood is gone. And I think Rage lives to fight another day here. So we find ourselves on board with Rage. He's got Tachi still chasing after him, trying his best to get to him. But no luck so far. Just looking at those position changes, you see that as it just switched off then, I do apologise, but Paul was still up 7 places after the incredible start that he had. And I'm so bad at this, I do apologise, but there's a position change there that Ferrari gets past. Sorry, I'm trying to get to the right one. There we go. So, there we go. Oh goodness me. Yari retires from the session. And I think, I could be wrong, that's brought out a safety car. Yep. Oh dear, K-Pax. Oh. I'm not sure what was going on there. But, yeah, so Niari retired then. I don't know where he could have crashed out for that to have happened. But obviously, this guy right here will not be happy. He was hoping for a nice, simple drive to the checkered flag, and instead now, he's going to have everyone piling up back behind him. So all of his work has been undone. He should pit. Most of them should be pitting for soft tyres now at this point. You just got to go for it, really, haven't you? There's nothing to be lost from doing it, really. So does he come into the pit lane? Yes, so the race leaders come into the pit lane. I do expect Musty and Rage, I mean, like I said, all of them really to be coming in now. So just keep an eye on that one for us, and yeah, in they come. So top 4 have pitted. Kev is not far away, and Kev stayed out, I think. Musty serves the penalty from earlier on, but Kev did not pit. So has Kev just pulled a blinder? Much like L feels there isn't anything to lose, he's only just put the hards on. But his hard's going up against soft tyres and mediums, so will be interesting. Chiv will be fuming that that safety car has come out, because he finds himself back down in 8th place after having been as high as 5th or 4th at one point, so yeah, he's going to be not too happy about that. But I mean, still guys with penalties up ahead of him. I know he has one himself, but there we go. In fact, yeah, so there we go. So Musty got 19 seconds. He'll be mad not to try and serve 10 seconds of that now under the safety car and reduce the damage so he doesn't get knocked to the back of the field later on. Chris Allen finds himself still down in 16th. It's been a tough day for him in the Red Bull this afternoon. And yeah, we're just catching up to the safety car then, so things will start to slow down, and yeah, there we go. So I did see the McLaren. Yeah, the McLaren's in the pit lane, so he'll get rid of 10 seconds of that penalty, reducing the damage for himself. Still have a few guys, like I said, that don't have any penalties, so that podium may not finish as we see it right now. I'd love to see El getting one. That would be fantastic to see. Would cement the return even more than what has already happened so far for him in this already great season that he's having so far in terms of his competitiveness. Where's Luke? So Luke is staying. Luke stayed in his hards, but he's down in 12th. Pitting now, he wouldn't gain anything. So yeah, no. I guess from bad for worse there. So Stone has ignored a yellow flag somewhere. What did he try to do? Lap himself, I'm guessing. So we can find him. There he is. So yeah, did he try to unlap himself against one of the McLarens and he's giving himself a penalty? Is this, I don't know. Chris Allen pitted onto the softs, so I expect to see him go flying along now as this race restarts. Doesn't have any penalties, so keeps out of trouble. He can work his way up. There's a lot of penalties in front of him that he can gain out of. We're just on board with our race leader at the moment. So, done everything that he needed to do today. Had a brilliant start off the line, as we recall. For a quick race recap here for you, so yeah, so he jumped off the line brilliantly from his former teammate Kev. There was an incident involving what I could see was the Sauber going sideways. Later revealed that Chris Allen and Luke were caught in it. Sort of ruined their race, but at the same time it really helped Paul, who's found himself up in 8th place after a none too great qualifying. And yeah, a few of the guys who qualified at the front have now unfortunately find themselves down the back for one reason or another. As the safety car races off into the lead and into the distance even, sorry. So, Tesco here will take over control of the grid. It's just a question of where will he go. So yeah, oh. Oh dear me. If it could happen to this guy, it will happen to this guy. Ay. So, is he going to go for it? Yes, he does. Look at that, straight on the power. Kev read it though, and Elle has stayed with Kev. It's not getting away too much. Consider he's on the hard tyre, so Elle will be happy with that. Just a quick glimpse lets him know that he's still there. Rage then, who's had a race-long battle with Itachi. That fight continues, sorry, I'm just flicking through the cameras here trying to get to Luke, who's fighting with his old friend from previous race league here. But yeah, Luke's struggling on those hards. Maybe it's not quite up to temperature for him yet. Give him a couple of laps to do that, not that there are many left though. So Chris Allen then is lining up K-Pax. These two have been having quite the scrap throughout most of the races. Here he comes, clean as you like, and through there goes Chris Allen then. So on his way he goes in. Got another yellow flag in sector 2 and sector 3. This L is having a real good look at him, so apologies for missing that, guys. There's just so much going on, I've been trying to keep up with it all. As we can move into this last section of the race, we find Rob being hustled by the Ferrari there. former teammates as well. Closing speed there. Last of the late breakers there, Chiv. Couldn't tell if he was going to crash into him or not then. But yeah, he goes about his business. Chiv's just been phenomenal today. Look at him, he's just, like I say, this is probably the closest I've seen him to the rest of the grid. He's just been quiet on his own, not really having to hustle, but now he's got the opportunity to do so with these soft tyres. He's got to make it stick though now. So he needs to get past Rob here as fast as possible, but obviously DRS is enabled now, so it's just as K-Pax is having a look at Chris Allen again. Chris is obviously lining up Baz here. I can't likely figure out what's caused this safety car. I think at the yellow flag, I think it's just a glitch from the safety car. Good old coding from Codemasters. So I just have a quick drink, sorry. Al gets a 3-second penalty. He did not need that. Especially when he's in such a close-knit group of cars here. This time round Kev has managed to get himself a bit of a gap to Rage, but he's got a penalty, so he needs to keep hustling. Rage may find that... Chris Allen gets a penalty. Rage may find himself moving up into P2 here, just through the penalties alone. So yeah, I go on board with Paul here, who's had a cracking race. Bar the penalties, I mean, driven really well. Devereaux again is another one who's had a great race. So flag in sector 3. Oh, it's Luke. Oh man. Oh, Chris Allen's gone. Oh. So Luke needs a new front wing. Chris Allen has had another incident. Oh dear. And Chris Allen's come into the pit lane and retired. Oh dear, I do hope his championship gets into some sort of good run soon, because he is a great racer. But yeah, as for Luke, who is a former champion and multiple race winner, he's just not at ease as the season is kicked off so far. Just a few struggling races. Meanwhile, his teammate still going at it hammer and tong with great rival of his, Rob. And can Rob just hang on here? Rob's been doing a fantastic job of not necessarily being fast, but he stays out of the penalties, and that's where he picks up all these points. Just shows the value of just being as consistent. You don't have to be quick, it's just about your consistency. The Alpine was going to have a look there, I think, but there's nothing onto it. Paul suddenly lining up Chiv here, so... Oh, Paul. Oh man. Fair play. Managed to keep it out of any further damage, but arriving at some pace in that corner there. So that's allowed Rob to get away. And I think he just about broke DRS there by the looks of things. And meanwhile, here's our race leader though, on the final lap, who has driven a superb race. And just before we get to the flag, I would give it to this guy, but I sort of expect it, and I don't mean that in a rude way. As Rob has had a spin, he's dropped to 11th. Oh no, sorry. So K-Pax cuts through the final corner here. He's gonna win. Tesco. Oh my goodness me. Kev has dropped it right at the end. And where's he gonna rejoin? He's down to 8th. There's a few penalties in front of him. Did he manage to recover anything? Up to 6th. Oh my goodness me. But Chiv proved my point. Chiv gets my driver of the day. He's just driven so well from start to finish. Oh goodness me. Lights to flag incidents everywhere. I just can't keep up with it. So Musty's down in 14th. We're still waiting for Luke to cross the line, but yeah, there's my driver of the day. I just think Chiv played his own strategy, played his own race, didn't get into incidents. He was given a late lunge by Paul right towards the end, but there's your driver of the day for me, Chiv. Well done. I hope this is the start of something good for you as the season progresses, mate. So, wow. That was very hard to keep up with. There's a lot going on. There's your race winner. And that's a 10-second penalty from me for that celebration. It's been hard doing this on my own. Liam, I do hope you're back next weekend, mate. Yeah. There will be a highlights version of this race for those who are not willing to sit through the 45 minutes or so of action. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed my take on the race. And yeah, next weekend we find ourselves sprint race at China. So please join us again for that one. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.